Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stav if you're brand new here, and this is my channel, She Equips Herself. And if you clicked on this video, chances are you either carry, want to carry, or are considering carrying off-body, which means carrying a gun somewhere like a bag, a purse, backpack, a briefcase, somewhere that's not in a holster directly on your body. So if that's you, you're definitely in the right place. I'm glad you're here, and we're going to talk about some things that you should be considering when it comes to off-body carry. If you're enjoying my content and you like learning from me, I do teach an online course that you do totally on your own time. It's currently open for enrollment. All the lessons are pre-recorded, so you don't have to show up at a certain time. It's really flexible if you're like a stay-at-home mom, or if you don't like having to be at a class at a certain time because it just doesn't work with your schedule. So the link for that is below, and on the course page you can see the entire curriculum. So if you want to see every single thing we go over in the class and see if it's for you, then definitely check that out. I have done videos on my channel before, and you might have seen them, about off-body carry, but they're all about different aspects of it. So I wanted to make a video that has kind of my whole philosophy on off-body carry, how I do it, why I do it, when I do it, and what I look for in an off-body carry bag. And in the firearms community, there are a lot of opinions about off-body carry. I've heard people say to never do it, people that I like and respect as instructors even. And in another video I did mention that I don't like to use the word never in that context, because I don't know your lifestyle, I don't know your life, your experience level, what you're dealing with. Maybe you can't physically carry a gun on your body. I'd rather you have a way to carry one in a safe way. And I'm just a regular person that decided to start carrying a gun years ago and made it a part of my life. I didn't want it to change the way I dress or the way I live my life, so I found methods to incorporate a gun into my life without having to change the way I dress. And I know that some people will change their whole wardrobe and they'll start wearing like tactical pants and just baggy shirts because that's how they want to carry, and that's totally fine. That's just not the way that I want to do things. I still want to wear the things that I like to wear, and that just means being creative with the way I carry, and that's kind of why I do what I do. I want to show you guys that you don't have to change your entire wardrobe and lifestyle to incorporate a gun into it. So when you hear someone give a strong opinion about off-body carry, I would, take in what they're saying, but take it with a grain of salt, because your lifestyle is gonna be different from theirs and your experience is gonna be different from theirs. And that goes with what I say too. Take my advice, listen to what I say, but figure out how it works for you, or if it doesn't work for you, that's fine too. And so my experience comes from years of carrying a gun and learning that certain things work and some things don't work. And there are certain days where I have to carry in a bag because it's the only way I can carry. And I usually like to carry a gun when I leave the house. From what I've heard, the main concern people have with off-body carry is someone else being able to access your gun. And when I say that, I'm picturing like the kid that reaches inside their mom's purse at the supermarket and finds a gun. And that's just not what we want to happen. And that's why if you decide to carry in a bag, you have to be very, very careful about being the only person that has direct control over that gun. That needs to be you and nobody else. So before you decide to carry off body, you need to think about whether or not you're going to want to take that bag off your body and leave it somewhere. Like even in the car, what are you going to do with your bag in the car? Especially if you have other people. If you have a passenger sitting next to you and you have your gun in a purse, and you put your purse in between you and the passenger, that passenger has equal access to your gun as you do, and you don't want that. So you need to like put the gun on the other side of you where they have no access to it. You have to be really mindful of those things when you're carrying a gun off body. And I recently heard a story of a mom who went to a gas station, left her purse in her car with her gun in it, and her kid got a hold of it, and obviously it wasn't good. So those situations are the ones that we need to think about and not let those things happen. If you're gonna carry off body, it's your responsibility to make sure that no one else can get to that gun except for you. So some situations where I'll carry off body are if I'm gonna be walking around town. Say I'm gonna go to the farmer's market, which is starting soon, and that's super exciting. But say I'm gonna go to the farmer's market and I know I'm gonna have my bag on me, and I'm not gonna be stopping anywhere where I'm gonna wanna put my bag down and leave it. So that situation might be a situation where I carry off body because it's gonna be on me. I'm not gonna be tempted to take it off because it's not gonna be an inconvenience based on what I'm doing. And in that situation, it might be okay for me. A not okay situation, and something that I wouldn't do, is if I was going to a friend's house, and when I'm at my friend's house, I don't want to have my purse on me. Like, how many times have you gone to your friend's house and you just carry your bag the whole time? That's not usually what happens. Usually you put it somewhere. You hang it up on a hook or leave it somewhere, and then you'll take it again when you leave that house. If I'm gonna go to my friend's house, I'm not gonna carry off body. I'll carry on body because I want my gun to be with me the whole time. And I know I'm not gonna want to tote my purse around their house the whole time I'm there. Another example is if you go to like a restaurant, or if you like to go dancing. If you're not gonna wanna have your purse with you and you're gonna just want to leave it at the table while you go dance, or you go use the restroom or whatever, don't carry off body, because you have to have it with you at all times. So just know where you're going, know what you're gonna be doing, and if you think you're gonna be tempted to put it down, don't carry off body. Another fear that people have with off-body carry is someone stealing your bag, and then they not only have your bag and your wallet and whatever else is in there, but they have your gun, and that's obviously really, really bad. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that that could never happen. That could for sure happen, and I've seen videos. I'll actually try to find one and link it below. It was a woman she was at like Walgreens or CVS or one of those stores, and she was paying up at the counter, and some guy came from behind her and tried to take her purse. She was really hanging on to it, but I'll link it below so you can watch. I know those things happen. I know that people try to take other people's purses. It hasn't happened to me, knock on wood. But I know that that happens in the world we live in, so that's definitely something that you need to be aware of. And it's another reason that practicing situational awareness is so important, and it's something that I do talk about in my online course. We have a whole module on it, because it's important to be aware of your surroundings, but even more so when you're carrying a gun, and even more so when you're carrying a gun off body, because you don't want someone to take your bag and then have possession of your gun. So practicing situational awareness, being aware of your surroundings, and being a hard target are good ways to prevent something like that from happening to you. But it's definitely something to be mindful of, especially if you live in a place where things like that happen a lot. I thankfully don't, but I know that there are definitely areas of the world and the country where things like that happen a lot. So just know where you are, what's going on, and pay attention to what's going on around you. I'm gonna go over some features now that I look for when I'm shopping for a concealed carry bag. And when I show you my favorite ones, you're gonna see things that they have in common, and that's on purpose. The first thing I look for when I'm shopping for a concealed carry bag is a crossbody bag. So this first one right here is made by Gun Totin' Mamas. It has a long strap so I can wear it across my body, and just wearing it like this makes it more secure than having it all over my shoulder like that, where someone can just slip it off my arm. So I definitely prefer a crossbody bag. Here's another one. This one's a little fancier. This is by Roma Leathers Inc. It has a little leather tassel here. This one is also crossbody, so when I carry this, I carry it across my body like that, which makes it more secure. So this bag here, it's called a Koala bag, and I have a whole video review on it. I'll link that up here if you guys want to check it out. I was actually intrigued by this because you can wear it around your waist like that. But lately I've been wearing it crossbody a lot. So you can see, you can change the strap here to be longer or shorter. And when you wear this crossbody, it goes like that. And then it actually has a strap on the bottom of the bag that goes around your leg. So I just unclip it and clip it again. And just so you guys know, I carry a Smith & Wesson Shield Plus as my everyday carry gun. Normally, this one's empty. So I'll just show you how this little feature right here makes the draw that much better. So there's a Velcro pocket in the back with a holster. So when I draw my gun, the whole bag doesn't come up with it because it's strapped to my leg. It's just a little more secure there. So this one's also a crossbody bag, and that's definitely the #1 thing I look for in a concealed carry bag. The second thing I look for in a concealed carry bag is a holster pocket that opens at the top. So if you take this one here, it has a zippered pocket here for all my stuff. And then it has in the middle a pocket with like a magnetic button that closes, and then in the back is another zippered pocket, and that pocket has the Velcro holster in it, and that's where my gun goes. And this one's a little smaller, so I usually carry my Ruger in it just because the Ruger LCP Max is a little smaller than my Shield. So I put the gun in that back pocket, and it's sitting in there with the back strap of my gun facing up, so that when I go to draw, I can draw it up like that rather than from the side of the purse. That's the same with this one. I can actually unzip this whole back pocket so you can see. The other pockets are in front here, where you put your stuff, and then behind it, this zippered pocket that opens at the top, that's where your gun goes. So if we open that up, there's the Velcro holster. And these, when they have Velcro on them, you can take them out and readjust them. So I could carry a big gun in here. And I close it up and then just leave the top open like that. So if I put my gun in there and then I draw it out of the top of the bag, not from the side. And I'll show you an example of what I mean when I say from the side. So this bag here is also by Roma Leathers Inc. Really nice bag, really good quality. It can be worn crossbody. And the opening for this one is on the side. So it's not at the top here. I can't draw the gun up like that. I have to draw it out of the side. In here, you can see that the Velcro holster is here facing out. And then if I'm carrying it, if I need to draw my gun, I draw it out from the side. So you can see where my hand is going. And it's drawn out like that. I don't like that because your gun is pointing at whoever is standing over here. So I prefer one that comes out at the top. Also with these ones, it's harder to just leave that zipper open and have quick access to your gun because your gun could fall out. I don't want it to do it now, but it could fall out of the side if it's just open on the side like that. So I don't like that. They do have zippers, but if you have a zip, that's gonna slow down your draw significantly to get the gun out. I prefer to just have it open at the top in a way that I can get to it quickly, but the gun's not gonna come out. So that bag was made by Roma Leathers Inc. So is this one, but this one opens at the top. But I definitely prefer the ones that open at the top for just a quicker, easier, safer draw. The U Koala bag also opens at the top, and this one has a magnet here. So once you put the gun into that holster, there's a magnet that shuts there. And so then I can just defeat the magnet by pushing my hand through it and getting the gun out. So crossbody and a top opening are definitely the two things that I look for in a concealed carry bag. I have seen people take regular bags and put a holster in them. And if you have a holster, you can just put Velcro on it and then put the other piece of Velcro inside whatever bag you want to use. Just make sure that it's in an entirely separate pocket. So then you can just take this holster and turn that bag into a concealed carry bag whenever you want to carry your gun in it. But if your bag only has one compartment that you can put your gun in, and that compartment also has your other stuff in it, don't do that. Make sure that it's totally separate from all your other stuff and that nothing can get in there, so that nothing can get into your trigger guard. And that's going to be the safest way to do that. You can find these Velcro pieces for really cheap on Amazon or like at Walmart or something, and they work really well if you get like the heavy duty ones. You just stick one to this, stick one inside your bag, or bags, and then you can just move this from bag to bag if you want to use different bags. Something you want to stay away from is a bag that's annoying to carry. If it's holding the weight of the gun weirdly and it like really bothers your shoulder or something like that, then stay away from that because you're going to want to take it off. And like we talked about before, you never want to take off your bag that has a gun in it because someone else can gain access to it. It has to be with you at all times. And also make sure you practice your draw out of the bag before you decide to keep it or carry that way, because if your draw is impossible or really difficult, it's going to be useless when you're under stress and you need to draw your gun. And that goes into my next point. The draw from a bag can be really fast. I did a video with my husband, I'll link it here, you guys can watch it, where we show he like runs at me from, I think we did like 20 feet or something, and I have to turn around and draw a gun and point it at him. It was a plastic blue gun. I didn't point a real gun at him, but I was just kind of illustrating that you can draw a gun fast from a bag depending on the bag and depending on how much you practice with it. And that's the number one key here, is you have to practice your draw out of the bag. I've used these bags in live fire classes. If you're gonna do that, make sure to check with the instructor before and make sure that it's okay with them. Some instructors don't like things like that just because it's unsafe depending on their classroom situation. But you can always practice with your empty gun at home as many times as you want. So you wanna get really, really fast with your draw out of a bag if you're gonna carry that way. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter that you have your gun if you're not able to get to it. So if someone tells you you shouldn't carry it in a bag because you're not going to be able to get to it, I think that that's total BS, because it depends on the bag, it depends on your training, it depends on how much you practice your draw, and I don't like to say that anything's impossible. So you got to figure out what's right for you and what's right for your lifestyle, how much you're going to train with it, how much you're going to practice, and do what's best for you. Don't let anybody discourage you from trying something as long as you're being safe about it, because it might be the difference between you carrying a gun and you not carrying a gun. And that's really the key for me, is finding ways to make a gun part of my life without having to change everything about my life. And that's what I want to impart on all of you lovely people. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions about off-body carry, leave them below. Also, make sure you join my email list. That's been going pretty well lately. I've been sharing some articles, giving advice, doing some giveaways on there. So if you're not on my email list yet, I try to do like 1 email a week. So I'm not like trying to spam your email inbox. I just send out about 1 email a week just to share some things I'm learning or things that I think are important for you to think about. So I'll link that below. So if you watch my videos regularly and you're not on my email list, please join, because we'd love to have you as part of that group. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe. Bye.